Hello, I'm Colette Broomhead. Welcome to Module 4, Lesson 3. And this module has been all about promoting yourself, promoting your blog, promoting your content, and bringing more traffic back to your site. Now, in this lesson, now you've got all that traffic, I want to start talking to you about how you're going to engage them, how you're going to build a community, how you're going to make people want to come back for more time and time again. So the way that you engage people is all about A, the content that you're creating in the first place, and B, the kind of behaviour that you show outside of that content. So let's first look at the content itself. So what type of content is really engaging? Well, first of all, you've got content that tells a story. Everyone loves stories. People are naturally engaged when you tell them a story. So look at ways to kind of build storytelling into the posts that you're creating. So for example, with your food blog, rather than just posting a recipe, you could tell a story behind that recipe. When might be a good time to eat this recipe? So I used to have a food blog. For example, I posted a recipe for some kind of warming winter soup. So rather than just putting the ingredients down and leaving it there, I built a picture. I told people to imagine, a cold frosty day, and they've been out for a walk and their cheeks are rosy, and they come back in and then they're greeted with this beautiful hearty soup that they can warm themselves up with. And immediately you feel more engaged, you feel more like eating the soup for a start. But do you see what I mean? It kind of builds more of a picture, it draws people in, and it engages people's emotions rather than just kind of the logical part of their brain. So look for where you can build in stories in the content that you're creating. Of course, controversy also engages people. It won't necessarily always get the engagement that you're looking for, but boy, it does get engagement. So if your niche is kind of appropriate for this, look for where you can be controversial. Look for where you can take the opposite side to an argument to the majority, or where you can just pick a subject that is already creating controversy and is already creating kind of friction, and pick a side and put it out there. So if controversy works for you, then that's a great way to also build a bit of buzz and get a bit of engagement going. So I've talked about storytelling, but also personal stories, especially sharing vulnerabilities, sharing something a bit deeper about you, about something that's happened to you, about something that makes you vulnerable, something that's helped you to grow, mistakes that you've made, anything like that people can look at and relate to. And see that you are relatable, and that you're not kind of up on a pedestal, you're not perfect, but you're a relatable person, and you've kind of been through stuff that they recognise that they've perhaps been through too. All of that will create engagement. People will automatically feel drawn to you by those kind of shared stories and shared similarities. So that's another great way. Of course, another great way to get engagement is just to ask for it. So when you're writing a post, ask people, what do you think? Ask people, comment below, tell people. It's amazing what a difference that can make. You wouldn't necessarily think it would, but people are busy, people are skim reading, people are getting on with other stuff in their day, so they won't necessarily think to engage unless you ask them to. So if that's your goal, then tell people, ask them to answer a question. Ask them to give their thoughts in the comments below. Ask them to reply to your email and let you know whatever it is. Ask them to fill in your survey. Ask them. Otherwise, they won't probably think to do it themselves. So that's the content side of things. Now let's have a quick look at your behaviour outside the content. So by that I mean, of course, when it comes to creating a community and getting that engagement, it's more than just kind of creating content and plonking it out there and then walking away. You still have to be active, you still have to be present, because engagement is essentially taking part in a two-way conversation. And if you've disappeared, then your readers aren't going to hang around to talk to themselves. So you need to make sure that you're present. So if people are commenting, respond to their comments, thank them for their comments. If people send you questions, then answer them, of course, and so on. Just be there, show that you're present, and then people will start to see that and will continue to interact with you, and that engagement will start to grow. So I hope that's given you some ideas as to how you can start to build that community and get that engagement on your blog. And I will see you in our final lesson of Module 4, Lesson 4, where we'll be looking at email.